What is the biggest mistake you are making right now? It is simple. You are trying to be productive in the evening. You think you are a night owl. You think you are a grumpy nighttime goblin who gets things done. But you are lying to yourself. After work, you are drained, mentally exhausted, physically depleted. Your decision-making muscle is paralyzed. And that is exactly when you say to yourself, I'll just rest for a moment. Just 5 minutes. But the system knows your weaknesses. Phone, scroll, YouTube, short-form dopamine hits, infinite loops of meaningless content. And just like that, the day vanishes. Without progress, without control, without meaning. You feel the guilt creeping in. You think it's a lack of discipline. You think you are lazy. But you are wrong. It's not your character. It's your timing. Your brain in the evening does not want to create. It is in survival mode. It wants relief. It wants silence. It wants easy rewards to numb the friction of the day. And yet, there you are, trying to build something great on an empty tank. Trying to write the next masterpiece when your battery is at 1%. It will not work. The physics of the mind do not allow it. But there is a glitch in the system, a loophole in the matrix of your daily routine. Hidden hours, ghost hours that 99% of people never touch. The morning. But I am not talking about the rushed morning. Not the one filled with stress and cold showers you hate. Not the one where you are chasing the clock. I am talking about the time before the world exists. The time before the noise starts. The time before anyone wants anything from you. The story is always the same. A simple accident. Someone went to bed early for once. Maybe they were sick. Maybe they were just bored. Instead of 11 p.m., they shut down at 8 or 9. And then, the internal clock triggers. They wake up at 4 a.m. Normally, the habit would be to roll over, to hide under the blanket and wait for the sun. But this time, it's different. They get up. No plan, no pressure, just the smell of coffee and the absolute stillness of the universe. And suddenly, they realize it. They have 3 hours of free time. Not 10 minutes stolen in the bathroom. Not 30 minutes on a loud train. 3 hours of pure, unadulterated space. No people. No notifications. No boss. No expectations. Just a blank canvas and a sharp mind. And then, the phenomenon happens. The flow. The writing begins to move like a river. Faster than usual. Lighter than usual. Better than anything they produced at midnight. One single session at 4 a.m. achieves more than 2 weeks of evening struggles. This is not a coincidence. This is a biological mechanism. In the morning, your brain is fresh. It is not overloaded with the trash of the day. It is not worn out by social friction. It is not congested with the problems of other people. Your brain hasn't made a single decision yet. It hasn't fought a single battle. It hasn't been distracted by the 24-hour news cycle. You have access to the full, raw power of your subconscious. This window is short. It is fragile, but it is more valuable than gold. And there is something even deeper happening here. Your ego is still asleep. In the evening, you have voices in your head. This makes no sense. This is weak. Do it tomorrow when you feel better. You are not ready for this. But at 5 a.m., those voices are silent. The inner critic hasn't had its coffee yet. The guardian of your comfort zone is still dreaming. So you write faster. Because there is no one there to stop you. You don't analyze every sentence. You don't judge your own worth based on a paragraph. You just create. You just output. This is why the elite say, right before your ego wakes up, this isn't some poetic inspiration. This is a cognitive advantage. This is biological warfare against procrastination. The morning gives you something else. The momentum of a champion. If you do one important thing before 7 a.m., the whole day changes. You are no longer chasing the day. You are leading it. The rest of the world's problems lose their weight. The stress of the office feels smaller. The traffic jam feels shorter. Because you have already done something for yourself. You have already won. Compare this to your old evening routine. You come home beaten. Your energy is dropping. Your concentration is fading into gray. Your willpower is a dry well. Even the simplest tasks start to cost too much. Opening the laptop feels like lifting a ton of lead. Starting a sentence feels like climbing a mountain. Making a choice feels like a death sentence. Everything is heavy. Everything is friction. And then you say the most dangerous word in the human language. Tomorrow. But understand this. That is not laziness. That is biology. Do not fight your biology. Exploit it. The truth is simple. You do not need more time. You need a better moment. People say, I don't have time to write, or I don't have time to build. But they do. They just give their gold hours away for free. They wake up and immediately plug into the world. They check notifications. They react to emails. They worry about the news. Their energy is no longer theirs. Before they even started the day for themselves, they sold it to the highest bidder. The elite do the opposite. They invest in themselves first. They give the world the leftovers. This changes everything. It's not about the quantity of work. It's about the order of operations. If you do the important work first, your day has a foundation of granite. If you don't, you are building on shifting sand. Let's get tactical. The protocol. It is simple. It is brutal. It is effective. Step 1. Go to sleep early. This is the price you pay. There is no shortcut. There is no hack to replace sleep. Sleep is the foundation of the vault. Without it, there is no morning, only exhaustion. Step 2. Wake up before the world. Do not overdo it at first. You don't have to start at 4 a.m. if you are used to 8. Start with 30 minutes, then 60, then find your sweet spot. Step 3. Zero phone. This is the golden rule. If you touch that screen before you touch your work, you have lost. Your brain is immediately hijacked by the agendas of others. Before you start creating, you are already reacting. You have traded your architect's mind for a consumer's mind. Step 4. The simple start. Water, coffee, desk. No 1-hour rituals. No pre-work, meditation that lasts until noon. Just sit down and begin. Step 5. The deep work. One task. No breaks. No tab switching. 30 to 60 minutes. That is all you need. Really. There are people who do more in 40 minutes of morning flow than others do in 4 hours of evening grind. Because the quality of the energy is different. One high-intensity session per day. That is the system. You don't need motivation. You need repeatability. A little bit every day. No spectacular bursts that lead to burnout. Just the steady click of the clock in the silence. Do you want to go deeper? Use the last and first technique. In the evening, do not run away from your desk. Do not kill time until you pass out. Stop. Think. What is next? One specific thing. One decision. One scene. One sentence. Leave it open. Do not finish the thought. Create a cliffhanger for your own mind. Go to sleep. Your subconscious will take that unfinished thought and process it. It will connect the dots. It will build the structure while you are unconscious. In the morning, you come back. And you finish it. Faster than you think. Naturally. Without resistance. It looks like magic to outsiders. But it's just the optimization of a biological process. Some of you will notice something else. The midday dip. The moment when your energy crashes around 2 p.m. This is normal. The human body craves a second phase of rest. In the old world, this was the standard. Biphasic sleep. We used to sleep, wake up, live, and sleep again in the afternoon. Today, that is gone. But the body remembers the code. A short nap can restore your clarity. If you can't do it at work, know it for your weekends. It is not a weakness. It is biology. But the most important thing is this. Do not complicate the process. You do not need an expensive planner. You do not need a perfect routine. You need one movement. Sleep earlier. Wake earlier. Start before the world appears. Even 30 minutes changes your identity. Because it's not just about the output. It's about who you become in the process. Every morning you wake up before the sun, you send a signal to your subconscious. My life starts with me. Not with my boss. Not with my obligations. Not with the noise of others. It starts with my decision. And something shifts deep inside. You stop being reactive. You become a creator. You start to lead your life instead of being dragged by it. This isn't just productivity. This is the recovery of your soul. The best part of this entire glitch? The feeling. The absolute silence. The lack of pressure. The absence of hurry. Just you and the work. Minutes that are truly yours. Uncompromised. Unsold. Before the world wakes up, you have already done the most important thing. This changes the way you look at the sun when it finally rises. You aren't running away. You aren't hiding. You aren't reacting. You have already begun. And that feeling stays with you all day. You don't need more time. You don't need more energy. You don't need perfect conditions. You need a decision. One consistent, repeated choice. Because the truth is brutal. The evening belongs to the exhausted. The morning belongs to the architects. If you seize it, you won't just be more productive. You will be unstoppable because you are operating while everyone else is still dreaming. And that is an advantage that can never be caught. But there is one more thing that people miss. The morning doesn't just give you time. It rewrites your identity. It transforms you from someone who procrastinates into someone who initiates. It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. When you start the day with action, your brain records it as the norm, not as an exception, not as a struggle, but as a standard. And suddenly, discipline stops being a battle. It becomes an automated process. But there is a trap. In the beginning, there will be resistance. Your body will scream no. Your mind will say later. Your old habits will pull you back into the warmth of the bed. This is normal. It is a sign that you are rewriting the hardware. Do not fight the resistance too hard. Just observe it and move anyway, even if it's only for 10 minutes. Even if you only write one sentence. It's not about the result of day one. It's about the direction of the vector. Because a vector repeated every day becomes a destiny. Over time, something will change. The alarm clock will stop being an enemy. The morning will stop being a burden. Your body will adapt to the silence. Your brain will start to crave that window of clarity, the focus, the control, the peace. And then you enter a different level of existence. You don't start the day in chaos. You start in clarity. You know what you are doing. You know why you are doing it. You know exactly where you are going. This provides a peace of mind that money cannot buy. But you must be careful. Do not turn the morning into another chore. It shouldn't be a punishment. It should be your secret weapon. If you overload the system, you will break it. Leave some room. Leave some breath. Leave some space. Because the space is what provides the quality. It's not the list of tasks. It's the quality of the focus. One good thing per day. That is all you really need. Everything else is a bonus. And one last thing. Do not compare your 4 a.m. to someone else's 6 a.m. Not everyone has to wake up at 4. Not everyone needs 3 hours. This is not a race against others. This is an optimization of self. Find your window. Maybe it's 6 a.m. Maybe it's 5:30. Maybe it's just 1 hour before you have to leave. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it is before the world, before the noise, before the demands. This is your zone, your territory, your edge. And when you start to protect it, you will see the difference. Not just in your work, but in your thinking, in your choices, in your energy, in your confidence. Because you are doing something difficult. Every single day, without an audience, without a reward, without immediate praise. This builds a strength that is quiet, stable, immovable. And suddenly, the things that used to be hard become normal. The writing, the creating, the deep focus. They stop being an effort and start being a part of who you are. This is the moment where most people give up, because they are still waiting for motivation. They are waiting for the ideal moment. They are waiting for more time. But you are already moving. Every day, small, consistent. And that is the difference that grows exponentially. Day by day, week by week, month by month. The effect is not spectacular at the start, but it is inevitable at the end. And one day, you look back, and you see the distance you have covered, not through one giant leap, but through 1,000 tiny mornings. That is the true advantage. Not intensity, consistency in the right window of time. And then you finally understand. It was never about the hours. It was about the access to the best version of yourself. The version that only appears for a moment each day. And most people ignore it. They sleep through it. They give it away. They lose it. But you can seize it. Every day, without a fight, without chaos, without noise, in silence, in focus, in control. And that is enough. That is truly enough. Because when you win the morning, you don't have to fight for the rest of the day. Everything started with one decision. To wake up. Before the world starts telling you what to do.